What is good, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 7 of the Fast Break podcast. We got me and my boy Luca. And just a quick announcement before we jump into everything. Yusuf has decided to leave Fast Break. There's no hard feelings or anything. He just said he wanted to take his talents outside of the podcast, put it in places where he's really passionate. There's no hard feelings. Yeah. If he wants to come back for a quick couple guest episodes, he's always welcome back. He's a boy, and we love him. And our two main topics for today, Schroder and Oladipo, we mentioned them in episode 6, but it was before the signings had taken place. And then we're going to do some early predictions for NBA and NFL for next season. So, Luca, we're going to start with Vio or Dennis? Who are we going to start with?
I want to talk about Dennis, I think, because, okay. I mean, both of these guys, first of all, let me just preface both of these guys by saying they took massive pay cuts here. I mean, obviously, everybody's talking about Dennis Schroder. Victor Oladipo was offered 2 extensions, one by the Pacers and one by the Rockets. Declined both. They were both, I believe, pretty sizable, at least $20 million, from what I can remember. And I mean, but we're talking about Dennis Schroder. My bad. Let's talk about Dennis first. So for Dennis Schroder, Boston got him for under $6 million. I think that's a steal. Obviously, he was looking in the $20 million range. I think that, and I what I'm hoping for here is for him to be used correctly in Boston. But what I mean by that is I hope they're going to keep him in a 6-man role, because that is obviously where he thrives. When he has started his career, some years in Atlanta and obviously this year in LA, I feel like personally, I really didn't like his style of play. I felt like he played a little bit forced, like he was really trying to prove that he was a starter. And I really didn't like that from him. And I really liked when he was taking a more reserved role off the bench. He can be a pretty good defender, good playmaker, good all-around point guard. He's a guy you really want on your team, especially if he's coming off the bench for such a low price of $6 million. I think that's a steal in my eyes. The Celtics definitely got a steal, even though they didn't hit on some bigger name point guards. So I like the signing for both sides, to be honest. I think this is more of a trial for him, because I don't know about you. I don't know if he's staying with Boston after this year.
Yeah. I agree. The 1 year obviously makes sense. Dennis, he was offered 4 for 84, declined it. No one wanted Dennis. He comes to Boston, he's going to get a shot, and if he plays well, he can earn himself, I don't know about $21 million, but he can earn himself a nice payday, maybe more than 1 year. And with the development of Peyton Pritchard, I think it is a 1 year. Pritch is gonna, we can argue he should start next year, but the year after, I'm pretty sure he will start. I think they're going to run Dennis and Marcus in the backcourt. Hopefully they'll run Dennis at the 1, because Marcus at the 1 is not ideal. But I think it'll be 1 year. And I like the money. The money, he was offered 20, and we got him for under 6. He'll bring some offense that we Kemba had, and we don't have Kemba anymore. So Dennis will provide some offense. And I like the signing for both sides. Yeah, what about Victor?
Well, for Victor Oladipo, signing on a minimum, it was 1 year minimum. So similar situation to Dennis Schroder. I don't think that he's going to be in Miami next year unless, I don't think he's going to be in Miami next year, period. Unless he somehow really works out there, which I don't think he will, because the guard situation there is kind of taken care of. Actually, that's not true, because Kendrick Nunn just left. So maybe he will find a spot there. I really don't know. I don't think Miami's the place for him, though, unless he can show, because I remember he was a defensive, all the NBA defensive guy a couple years ago. So if he can go back to, that kind of a Victor Oladipo, then maybe he has a spot in Miami, because, they are all about the grit and stuff like that. But as of right now, I don't know. I feel like this is a similar situation to Schroder, where this is kind of a proving grounds for him.
Yeah.
As we know, didn't really have a great season last year due to injuries. Wishing the best for him, but I don't know. I really didn't think he was going to get signed, to be honest. I thought he would be asking for more money.
Yeah, me too. Similar to Schroder, he's going to try. He's going to play his best, and if he does, he's going to get a decent payday from another team, or he could re-sign with the Heat, depending on how things go. Looking forward to next year, we are going to make our early NBA predictions. So next year, if we you can clip all these, and hopefully we don't suck at these. We're going to start with the MVP. And we're going to do basketball first. We'll go into football later. Who is going to be the MVP of the NBA next year?
Oh, you're asking me? Well, I wrote down here, I said Steph Curry, man. This might be a boring pick. I'm going safe here. I really haven't put too much thought into it, to be honest with you. But, I mean, this is my logic. He was so close this year, and he didn't really have the best team around him. In fact, a lot of his teammates struggled. Wiggins struggled early in the year. Kelly Oubre. We don't need to go there, but we know that his team wasn't that great this year. But they have Clay back this year. Hopefully, a healthy James Wiseman, and they also added 2 very exciting rookies, Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, who hasn't looked too bad in the summer league. I've been impressed by him, not gonna lie. I have been kind of a Kuminga hater a little bit, but that just added firepower around Steph. He was already a great scorer, but I think now he's also going to get to show off some more playmaking, which hopefully will elevate him to the consensus MVP. He has more guys around him to get the best out of him. And I think that the Warriors are definitely a team. I don't want to say a lock, but a lock for the playoffs this year. I mean, I think that, with Steph, it's going to be his season. That's all I'm saying.
My MVP, I'm going in a little different direction. Speaking on Kuminga, he has an amazing nickname that I'm not allowed to say. The video will probably get taken down, but if you know, you know. My MVP, I think it's a safer pick too. I'm going to go Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bucks always a good regular season team. They were third this year, and that was a down year for them in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the teammates are going to step up. The team's going to be good. To be honest, him and Steph are really the 2 for me. I would say LeBron, but LeBron has AD. Sometimes he doesn't play that many games, and he has Russ now. KD, again, there's too much sauce to go around in Brooklyn. So it's down to Giannis and Steph, and we didn't go over the picks before, but I'm going to different direction. I'm going to say Giannis.
Well,
what is the next topic?
Real quick.
Oh, no, sorry.
Before we move on, real quick. Speaking of Giannis, the Bucks this season didn't really make any big moves besides extending or re-signing some guys. They lost PJ Tucker, pretty big L in my opinion, because he was starting for them a lot of the playoffs. Will that play into effect towards Giannis's MVP candidacy this year? What do you think?
I think it could, but I mean, if we're going back previous, I think he's just always such a dominant force in the regular season. You look when he had Bledsoe on his team, Brogdon on his team, he was winning MVPs. Mm-hmm. If you give him Middleton and Holiday, who's he going to have next year? And I think it is a big loss. PJ Tucker obviously was a great defender, took some stress off Giannis defensively. Mm-hmm. But I think he'll have a little impact, but not enough to stop Giannis from grabbing his 3rd MVP at 25 years of age.
I'm rooting for him too, to be honest with you. I like the guy a lot.
Next topic.
Rookie of the year?
Yeah.
This one, I feel like this one was I feel like me and you might have the same one. I feel like you like Jalen Green a lot.
Let's do it. Count of 3.
Oh, well, did ours?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Jalen Green, man. I'm going with Jalen Green.
Jalen Green.
My reasoning, he hasn't played. Has he been hurt? I really haven't been keeping up too much with summer league. I saw he hasn't played the past couple games though.
It's just a typical. He had hamstring tightness. The Rockets aren't going to risk it with their guy, and they sat him. But I mean, we saw him when he played, and he looked fabulous.
Right. And actually, I wanted because I was going to say he had 13 points against 12 minutes against Cleveland, like 25 against Cade, obviously. I mean, and RIP Yusuf, but I know me and him had the G League versus college debate. This G League experience, in my opinion, is going to pay off. The only thing that I really didn't like about this category, like picking a rookie of the year, is because I'm going to go on a little rant here, quick rant, if you don't mind. Summer league, look, man, I just don't like it. I don't think it proves anything about these young guys. They're playing against scrubs, dudes who might not even make the official rosters. So it's hard to really tell who's going to be good. But I think you could definitely tell from some of the game tape of Jalen Green that dude's a star already. I mean, some of the shots he was hitting, he looked crazy good. I'm excited for him. I think that he's already the immediate favorite, even over Cade.
Yeah, and for some context of when we are recording this, Luka obviously had some strong words about the summer league. The Celtics just lost by 30 in the finals. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It might not. We shall see. Going off Jalen Green, his teammate Kevin Porter Jr. should be the backcourt of the future in Houston. Mm-hmm. I think we both really like the backcourt. How do you think KPJ is going to affect Jalen Green's game?
I mean, it depends because I feel like those two are really interchangeable in terms of, I think they're both combo guards, but I think that definitely Kevin Porter Jr. has shown better playmaking capabilities, at least this past season. Jalen Green doesn't really pass the rock that much, at least from what I've seen from him. Maybe he does, and I just don't know. But I think that you're running KPJ at the 1 if I'm Houston, and you're letting Jalen Green go wild at the 2. And I feel like this will actually be good for them because KPJ was taking a ton of shots last year. And I think that's why I remember you didn't love him a ton because
No,
of the
he grew on
inefficiency.
me. He grew on me. He grew on me.
Well, okay, at first, I remember your initial
Yeah.
reaction. You didn't like the inefficiency. And I get that. I'm a big, I like my guys to be efficient. But I feel like now that, hopefully KPJ will be looking to create more rather than score all the time. I think Jalen Green will alleviate some of the pressure off him. I think it's going to work out really, really well. So yeah, let me hear your rookie of the year though. I want to know.
It's Jalen Green. We have the same thing. Of course we do. He's fantastic. You covered everything.
My bad.
He's amazing. Short shorts. I love the style, and he's a hooper. He gets buckets. The shot looks absolutely smooth. I didn't realize how good of a shooter he was. Coming out of G League because I didn't watch G League that much. And I think Davion Mitchell could be a sleeper. I mean, he just dogged us.
Hell yeah.
He
I forgot
dogged us
about
in the
him.
championship.
Totally
He dogged
forgot
us in
about
the championship. Luke Walton might not use him right. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. But
he's in a competitive backcourt as well. We have to
yeah,
remember that.
But if Davion gets some minutes, let's say Buddy's gone or somehow they trade De'Aaron, if he gets some minutes, I think he could be right up there. But I'm going to go with Jay Green. And this next topic is a topic that it's kind of sad. We're going to talk about who's going to be a disappointment next year in the NBA. Either they have really high expectations, you don't think they're going to live up, or you just think that they're just going to be disappointing. So which team is that going to be in 2021, 22?
I mean, this one was hard for me. I mean, I feel like they're not really like people don't expect them to be great, but their owner expects them to be great. And I don't know if that gives you any clue, but my most disappointing team will be the Dallas Mavericks. In my opinion, they didn't get really any better. They just got deeper, and depth wasn't really an issue for them because they had guys like, Jalen Brunson coming off the bench. Their front court was, I mean, not stacked, but stacked with like average talent, Willie Cauley-Stein, Dwight Powell, just Maxi Kleber, like just a lot of like random role players behind guys like Kristaps Porzingis. And they added, Reggie Bullock.
Reggie. Sterling Brown.
That's a solid pickup. And they re-signed Willie Cauley-Stein. I feel like there's one more guy who I'm forgetting, but it doesn't matter because he's probably a scrub. I just didn't love their signings. And the thing is, Mark Cuban, after that pretty bad free agency, they were in the talks for Kawhi. They were in the talks for Lowry. Even Dinwiddie, I heard. They missed on all of them. I heard they're still in the talks for Markkanen, so that's maybe an area where they can improve. But even there, I mean, that's not pushing you to a contender, in my opinion. Cuban still says that he thinks that the roster right now is a Western Conference Finals team, which means that they're going to have to be one of the following teams: the Lakers, the Clippers, Nuggets, Jazz, or Blazers, inevitably. I don't think they're better than any of those teams, which means I think they're probably a first-round exit again. Luka is great. He has GOAT potential in my eyes. I don't think he can carry the load. I think they're just going to have a repeat of what it was the past 2 years, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and a team you forgot to mention skimmed your mind, and they are my disappointment. Is the Phoenix Suns. They are a disappointment, and it's not that the Suns aren't going to be good. And you may think, "Oh, I'm a Suns hater." I don't think Devin Booker is as good as everyone says he is. That's besides the point. The Suns, they just made the finals. So what's the goal? The goal is to try to get back to the finals and win it. And I don't think they're going to have the energy. I think they played they were up 2-0. They lost 4 in a row. And I think they're just really going to struggle. I think teams like the Nuggets getting Jamal back, Lakers getting healthy again, Clippers getting Kawhi back. Obviously, we don't know how healthy he's going to be. Those 3 teams in specific, to me, are the cream of the crop. Oh, the Warriors. They're going to get Clay back. Another year, Wiseman. He'll be healthy. And I just think the Suns, they're going to be like a 4 or 5. They may win a series, but as far as contention, I think they blew the window. I think Chris Paul will finish his career probably with the Suns, but I think that was their best chance at a ring by far they will get for the foreseeable future, and they blew it. And I think they're going to be a disappointment next year. I hate to say it.
No, I agree with you completely. They would probably be my second or third choice. Okay. I agree with you.
And then the opposite is the next topic and the last topic for the NBA. Surprising. And I want to go first here.
Go ahead.
Because it goes with Luka's MVP, the Golden State Warriors. They're going to be the surprise. And I think people forget how good the Warriors were before Clay's 2 ACLs, before the finals where they lost to the Raptors. which I know is 2 or 3 years, okay? But they were amazing, and they have a lot of the talent on this team in a different way. It's not KD, it's not the stars. They have Clay and they have Steph, an amazing backcourt. Clay, I think he's a tad bit overrated, personally, but that doesn't take away from how good he is. Athleticism, obviously, he doesn't rely on it that much. I think the ACL, it might be a factor, but with a catch and shoot guy like him, he can still get his buckets. He can play off Steph. Dre's an elite defender. They have young guys. Jonathan Kuminga, I want to say his nickname. I'm not gonna. Moses Moody and Wiseman coming off the injury, who I know we both kind of liked in the beginning of the year. So I think they can be up there with the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Nuggets to me in terms of the best teams in the West. And I don't think anyone's talking about it because of how poorly the others, not named Steph Curry, were this year. Who is your surprising team? Oh
Before
my
I move
God, I
on to
keep
mine,
interrupting.
it's all good, bro. Before I move on to mine, I actually had a question for you. So, really, I just want to tell you something, I guess, or actually something. I want to tell you something I saw on TikTok. Again, we've established not really the place for reliable NBA content, but I saw somebody was talking about the Warriors this year, and that he referred to the Wiseman project as a failed experiment. And I really did not like that take because it's only been 1 year. Obviously, he has injury concerns, but he hasn't gotten really a chance to prove himself. And when he did play last year, he was playing pretty well.
Yeah.
Is the Wiseman experiment a failed one, or does he still have a shot?
And I don't know if it was a TikTok. It might have been on Instagram. I don't care what social media was on. The Wiseman Sander needs to stop. I don't get it. And personally, you know what? I might have been a culprit of the Wiseman Sander in the past. I'm not going to deny it. But I've changed, and I don't understand why. In the beginning of the year, he played good. He played good. He was an aggressive mid-range shooter, a good rebounder, energetic big. Obviously, the injury concerns, they're there. I mean, they're not going to go away. He might get injured, he might not. But when he's on the floor, it's been 1 year. He's looked good. I don't know why everyone said he's been like a bad rookie. When he was on the court, which obviously wasn't that much, he was good. And it's 1 year. He's young. If you remember, he didn't play that much in college because of the whole, I don't know if he took money from Penny Hardaway at Memphis. Anyway, he hasn't had that much high-level basketball experience. With a full season with the Warriors, with Steph, with Clay, with Dre, he's going to be really good this year. And if we were doing most improves, he could be a candidate. Who knows?
I agree. I think that the people who are giving up on Wiseman, you need to rethink that because I think he's definitely going to come back with a vengeance. But moving on, my surprise, I had 2 teams. I'm not going to talk about them too much. One of them was the Rockets. I mean, we were kind of just talking about them. I think that they're rookies. I mean, they have 4 pretty solid rookies. Josh Christopher, Jalen Green, Sengun, and the other big whose name I'm forgetting right now.
Isman Garumba.
Yes, I
He's
knew it was
from Spain.
Yes, I knew it was a foreign guy. He looks pretty solid too.
Yeah.
But all those guys, plus they have an underrated supporting cast. Guys like Kelly Olynyk, Daniel House, Avery Bradley, guys who played pretty well last year. Maybe it was just the situation they were in, but still they played pretty solid. So I think that they're definitely a team to watch. Don't know if they're really a playoff team, but maybe they could get in that play-in game potentially. Maybe they have that upside. I like them though. I think they'll be fun to watch. Definitely keep my eye on them. And they underperformed this year, so I counted them as a surprise team. The Miami Heat, I think the addition of Kyle Lowry, a lot bigger than a lot of people realize. I mean, that team, as I just said earlier, the definition of grit, maybe behind the Memphis Grizzlies. I feel like they're definitely like the definition of grit, and Kyle Lowry fits that to a T. Gritty play, he plays tough. I like his play style a lot, and I think
PJ Tucker.
Oh,
PJ.
I said that earlier too.
Another grit guy,
forgot.
yeah.
They got a lot better, and I think they're deep. I think that they'll another maybe bold take. I think they're gonna have the best defense in the league this year. They have a lot of great guys who can do it all, great two-way guys. I think that they're definitely going to be coming back. I think Jimmy's looking to add some silverware to his what's it called, the shelf
trophy case.
Yes, you're right. I'm tired. I'm forgetting words.
I think
I think Jimmy's coming back. I think the Miami Heat are definitely going to be great this year. I'm excited. I think that they're going to be good.
And this is the first real time we've talked about another sport here on Fast Break. we're going to be talking about the NFL. I mean, we have 50 subs on the dot. Thank you guys so much. And
We had 50? I
so
didn't even know that.
we hit 50.
Let's
So
go.
one of you guys or females has to like the NFL. So we're gonna be talking about it. I don't think we're as big as the NFL as we are in basketball, but I would consider us we know it, we know a decent amount about it.
Mm.
So we are gonna start just like we started the NBA. MVP, and I'm gonna go boring. Ha ha ha. Patrick Mahomes. I know everyone's oh my god, Lamar Jackson, Josh Rosen, whoever. I don't care. Patrick Mahomes, he lost in the Super Bowl. And I think the Chiefs are gonna come out. They've always been like the Bucs, good in the regular season. Andy Reid's a good coach. Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill, Edwards Helaire. I mean, it's just a sick team. So I'm gonna go Pat Mahomes, and I'm gonna be boring. Not gonna spend enough time on it. Luca, who's your MVP? And
think,
if it's
well,
Daniel Jones, I riot.
Nah. I think for all of these, I actually have some pretty good picks. I'm a pretty casual football fan. I'm a big Giants guy. I watch Giants games, and that's pretty much it. I watch occasionally other teams too. But my MVP, he's the quarterback of my fantasy team, Justin Herbert. Let me explain why. All right. I like the Chargers a lot this year. All right. I think they're going to be pretty good. That's really the only reason I have behind it. I loved him. Last year, he was so good. He came in, he was a freak last year. Even with a completely injured team, I think he was crazy. I'm not sure about this. Was Keenan Allen hurt last year?
He was hurt for. I think he may have been hurt for some of the season,
That's
which
what
obviously
I thought.
affects it.
I thought
Keenan's
that.
amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe, if I'm not wrong, that part of their offensive line was also hurt. And of course, they lost Joey Bosa. Derwin James was out. So they were definitely riddled with injuries. I think they're going to come back. They're going to be restructured this year. I think that Herbert, he already showed a ton of talent in his rookie season. I mean, the only way is up from here, at least from what I saw of him. I loved him. I think he's definitely going to – I mean, I think he's already a top 10 quarterback. I think he's going to continue to skyrocket. And I think the Chargers are definitely going to be a super great team this year, mainly due to his performance. So MVP, Justin Herbert.
We're gonna go rookie of the year, and you are gonna start. And if you're boring, I don't blame you. But
I mean,
who's the rookie of the year in the NFL?
I'm not going Trevor Lawrence here. I mean, usually I wanted to go with, maybe another like skill player besides quarterback, but I'm going Justin Fields. I mean, he's looked pretty good so far in the preseason, I think. And I was thinking a guy like, Trevor Lawrence, like Trey Lance, maybe even, but I'm going him. I was also just another guy came to my mind, Kyle Pitts. He also looks pretty good. My only concern with him is that I don't really trust Matt Ryan. I know that he's underrated. I know that everybody, is like stop Matt Ryan slander, but I don't think that he's going to have the tools around him to really be that guy. And I think that Fields is definitely going to show out this year. I'm excited.
Yeah. Speaking on Atlanta, if Kanye, I heard he's moving out of the stadium, so that is sad. Hopefully,
without
he goes
dropping
to
the
another
album.
Stadium. He hasn't dropped the album. He is running around in a blanket. Who knows what he's doing now? And for rookie of the year, I'm going with the same pick. I'm going Justin Fields. We both went Jalen Green, and we're both going Justin Fields. Justin Fields. Andy Dalton is also there. Andy Dalton is not better than Justin Fields. He will not continue to have the job. Trevor Lawrence is boring. I know I went boring with the MVP. I'm not going boring with rookie of the year. Justin Fields, dual threat, can throw. They have Allen Robinson there in Chicago. That's really it. The Bears, kind of boring. No one likes the Bears, but people will like Justin Fields. He'll be exciting, and I think they'll be mediocre, but that won't be his fault. So Justin Fields, rookie of the year, surprise team of the year. Luca, who is yours? And
the New York Giants, man. I'm excited because let me tell you why. All right. During the end of last year, we were on a hot streak. We were actually in the playoff hunt. And no, it was the Eagles. I was about to say, because I know you're a Washington fan, but it was the Eagles who screwed us. And I remember watching that game. I was pretty mad. But I think that we added some serious weapons this year. I think our receiving core is nasty. We have healthy Saquon back. We didn't really do a lot to the offensive line. In fact, we lost Zeitler to the Ravens, which I'm pretty upset about because that's really something we need to upgrade. But we re-signed Leonard Williams. We added some defensive backs. We added Dory Jackson, I believe. And we just made a trade today to get Josh Jackson from the Packers. Don't know if he's any good, but Maybe he will be. I don't know. I'm excited. I really think Daniel Jones is going to make some huge strides this year. He has no excuse to be bad again. He has great receivers around him. I'm excited. Hopefully Galladay goes off. Hopefully Saquon takes off. And I think that Daniel Jones is going to prove a lot of people wrong. I'm hoping at least, because otherwise I'll be
We
sad.
might as well turn this into a debate because my surprising team is my favorite team, the Washington football team. Stop clowning us. We will get a name next year. I don't care if they're called the football team. They're my team. And I'm going to explain why I think we will win the division. I don't want to be a homer. Okay, the defense, we know it's solid. We know we have Chase Young, Montez Sweat. The defense is good. We had Alex Smith, who, God bless Alex Smith. I love him. He couldn't move. He could not move. He could not run. He couldn't move. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Couldn't move outside the pocket. Offense was very limited with him in there. Then we threw in who do we have? Oh, Taylor Heineke. I liked him. A lot of memes about him. We also started, I believe, Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, we had Dwayne Haskins last year. Absolute failure. He was going out to adult gentlemen's clubs after losses. That's not what we need. But we have Fitz now, the bearded man. I'm not saying Fitz is a good quarterback. He's about average, but it's better than what we had. We picked up Curtis Samuel. I like that. Fast guy. And I think I'm not saying we're going to be amazing. I think 9-8, which sounds weird because it's 17 games now. I think we'll be about there, but I do think the Giants are breathing down our necks, and I think we can both agree the Eagles are terrible.
And I also think we can agree. I don't think the Cowboys are doing anything this year. Dak has just been scheduled for an MRI. Not good news for Cowboys fans, but I don't really care. I hate the Cowboys. I'm chilling. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tight race in the NFC East, and it'll be entertaining to say the least. So.
Yeah. Last topic for today's episode: disappointing team in the NFL. Who is going to be disappointing their fans in 2021?
I'm going to go the Cleveland Browns only because I've heard a lot of Cleveland Browns hype recently, and I think that they're not winning their division. I think that the Ravens will. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do that well in the playoffs, to be honest with you, though. I think the defense is still pretty solid in Baltimore. I'm straying away from my point. I'm just saying I don't think that Cleveland's going to win that division. I think that the Ravens are too good. I think that the Steelers, same case with the Ravens, defense too good. I think it'll carry them to at least be better than Cleveland. Baker, he's a guy, I actually don't hate Baker Mayfield, but I just don't think that he's really going to deliver this year. I don't know. I just don't have a good feeling about them. Don't really have too much of an explanation. I think
sometimes
OBJ
it's just a gut feeling. Yeah, sometimes it's just a good feeling.
That's what I'm saying. They have really good individual players. I just don't think that they're gonna gel. Yeah, I don't not liking them this year.
My disappointing team. He was the ex-Washington quarterback. The Minnesota Vikings are going to be pretty below average this year, and it's because of one main reason: Kirk Cousins. No, we were talking about James Wiseman slander about 10 minutes ago. I'm just rough estimating. Kirk Cousins slander is deserved. That guy is atrocious. He never shows up in big games. I believe he's like 0-13 on Monday nights. He can't win in the big games. Now they have Dalvin Cook, but they rely on him so much. They give him the ball so much. Maybe he'll get hurt. I pray he doesn't get hurt because I don't wish injuries on anybody. But I think when you're so dependent on one guy, the rest of the team suffers. And you become predictable. And I think when they try to be non-predictable and throw it with Kirk Cousins, it's not going to end well. Justin Jefferson, obviously, great rookie year last year. Thielen's getting a bit old. Kyle Rudolph, I don't believe he's on the team anymore.
He's with the Giants.
Is he on the Giants?
Baby?
He is on the Giants. So the
big
tight
signing.
ends, obviously, the tight ends aren't as good as they used to be. And come back to me in the playoffs. The Vikings are not in the playoffs, and they finish 7-10. I lock it up. And I believe that's it.
Yeah.
Episode 7 done. We are out. Thank you for 50. We're trying to get to 60 ASAP. Share it with everyone you know. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.